Hi guys, welcome back to Darish Zone, and this is a great surprise. I'm proud to present you Retro Machine Arcade Edition 32 gigabytes, the last version of the Retro Machine new family for the 2022, and this is an image totally dedicated to arcades. That is this was an idea that I catch when I've decided to work to the 32 gigabyte image, which was to after I made the gold edition of Retro Machine. 32 was too little space for. I had to make this too much cuts to the contents. So I decided to change the rules of the game, and made an image entirely dedicated to arcade, and in part inspired by my old image, 60 gigabyte image called Arcade. And this is the Retro Machine Arcade Edition, but it's not based on the Pi4 like the old gold arcade. It's twice the space, and it's dedicated to the Pi4 2 or 4 gigabyte model, and also the Pi400. It works good on the Pi400 too. So 32 gigabyte because the Pi4 can handle more arcades compared to the Pi3. Okay, so let's see together all the tabs, and I will show the option later because the options are the same compared to the Retro Machine Ultimate and Gold. Just check the videos for those images to have an idea. There's some little twist, but the options are the same. So the arcade set. Oops, the arcade set is the same set of Retro Machine Ultimate and Gold. No new entry there, to be honest. It's just an image entirely dedicated to the arcades. Daphne, Naomi, it's the Naomi set, it's the same. Okay, the question might be, why this image when you have the Retro Machine Ultimate and Gold, which has the same stuff basically? Well, an image entirely dedicated to arcades have its own adventures and its own charms. Because you have an image totally dedicated to arcade, let's look. This is what's the 4-player collection for all 4-player arcades and the arcade classic. I have that idea after a friend of mine came to my house, played some Galaga, and we have so much fun with Galaga and other very old games. So the idea to create a collection entirely dedicated to very old game, arcade classic. The arcade hacks are the same hacks you already know. There's Mortal Kombat plus Street Fighter 2 mix, Final Fight Anniversary Edition, great hacks. The Bubble collection, the CPS Capcom collection, Double Dragon collection, Fatal Fury collection, Final Fight collection, Golden Axe, all the Golden Axe games, included Mega Tech, Mega Play, King of Fighter, Neo Geo. It's the same set, the Neo Geo set, but the arcade set, the MVS. Pac-Man. The PGM, some of you love the PGM games. This collection is entirely dedicated to PGM. The Sega has included the Megatech, which was a rare arcade based on Master System or Mega Drive. And there's also some obscure collection like the Atari 5800 arcade set, and also the Amiga Arcadia. So there's a bit of Amiga in this image. The Street Fighter Zero collection, the Street Fighter, all the Street Fighter. Tekken, don't forget there's the Tekken arcades, and the PI can manage them. Tekken 1 and Tekken 2 to be precise. All games, and 2661 games, so more than 2000 of games all arcades, I repeat, favorites. So let's check, but very quick, the option. Retro machine are the same option. There's full support for the Argon 1 case. Bezel manager, I will only show this script because the bezel manager it's more focused around an arcade only image, but it's basically the same as the same feature of the bezel manager used on Retro Machine Gold. So it's a bezel manager with the widescreen added. There's not anymore, of course, the option to change Mega Drive and to SNES. That's the HDMI mode. This is a new option which might be useful. The Magic Cleaner is still there. The Retro Machine Music Player is a little different because it cannot change anymore between two different soundtracks. There's only one soundtrack. The rest of the options are the same. So you can change the shape of the pop-up or the color. The speed modes, there's still the speed modes, and some games where you need the Omega mode, which is the max overclock mode. You can set directly there. The Super Ultra S to improve the performance of the tabs. The theme randomizer, I think I will delete that because there's only one theme. You see the Ultra S is enabled, it's so fluid. There's only one theme, it's called the Arcade, and this is that one. Okay, still there the mystery random mode because in this version I not use the video snaps. I have an alternative 64 version with the video snap, but still working on it. I'm not sure if I will release that. But if you press select, you start the usual video screensaver, and is not based on work of Franco Franchi this time. It's a medley of works made by the great Malix. I used his you know, when I'm not using asset made by me, I just refer the original author. Those are made by Malix. The intro of the image, like that you saw about Street Fighter, is made by DZ. But that's great video screensaver are made by Malix. I've used those. I remember years ago. I made this little medley, and if you press start during this sequence, the effects are the same. You start a totally random arcade game, but there's not anymore the launch screen dedicated to the system. Now it's generic, so you don't very know what game will be played until the end. No idea what game I started. Slither. That's very old. Let's see if you have some more luck on the next pick. And okay, now it's there's the widescreen enable. I suppose it's a soccer game. Okay, the widescreen is enabled, so there's not bezel. Okay, let's back a little to the bezel manager because so basically you already saw the widescreen mode. I turn off the widescreen, then I can turn off again overlays, because on this image you can turn on or off the overlays completely. So no, there's no need to save overrides or something like that. You do everything into emulation station. And I changed to scanlines overlays. I want to show you the scanline overlays, which is the default overlay. Let's try again. Just test our luck again. Great music. There's only one soundtrack, and this video games remix. Sold. I don't show Nintendo games, sorry. Let's try again. Okay, it's risky to pick games random like that. I don't know. This is a RAM check. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Highest Narcs. No idea what is. I think it's a shooter.
Let's go.
No, it's not. It's a run and gun. Oh, you can move freely. Interesting. Okay, the most interesting fact is that I don't remember this game at all. For example, so with a only dedicated image, you have more freedom to find games you don't even know about. So I don't know this for example, and it's Nerk by Williams. Interesting. Let's try again. You see the bezel, the virtual machine bezel with the performance scale lines. The scale lines are merged into the overlay, so it have zero impact on the system. This seems antipode to me. Okay, and very old, very old. Okay, there's not the... It lacks the vertical bezel because otherwise the bezel manager will break. There's only two sets of overlays. That one which have the performance line, and the other one which is the art bezel. Let's swap to the art bezel now. And this instead shows an art on the bezel, and there's not scan lines at all. Let's try a Street Fighter game. Okay, you see the bezel with the art and no scale lines. Okay, I repeat, an arcade release have its charms. The 32 gigabytes are very cheap. You can get one for some buck. Assumed they still exist, but you can install this on a 64 card if you want. Just expand the... Okay, let's try also the Naomi game. Marvel vs Capcom 2, for example. I have now the Omega mode enabled because after Marvel I will show another game that very need the Omega mode enabled. Okay, the Naomi games are very expensive on performance, and the basic PI, which is clocked to the 1500, it's too low. For that reason, the speed mode came in rescue. No problems with this game at all, but remember the Omega mode is activated. Okay, that one is fine. Now we show the game that we stress more, the PI. I am honest with you. It's I'm not show you games that works flawlessly just for to make you hyped about the image. I just show even the limits of the Pi4. The Pi4 cannot do miracles. It's a great board, but has its limits, and this game very push the performance of your Pi, and without the Omega mod it start to struggle. With the Omega mod it's not perfect, but it's acceptable. Okay, this is annoying, obnoxious, waiting for the Naomi to be recognized. You cannot switch that. It's a little... It's annoying. Okay, but I just record this video without cuts, so you had to be a little patient because I care to show this game. Okay. I'm actually skipping the cutscene. I tested this without Omega mod. It was very struggling. With the Omega mod, I don't think the speed is 100%, and the audio have some hang from time to time, but it's more than playable. I will not see the Omega mod, it's mandatory, but almost. You see, at time it's fluid, it's 60 frames per second, but at time it just reverted to 30 frames per second and maybe lesser. Ouch! I want to grab her. It's not easy. Okay. I'm at the floor. Okay, you see, it's fine, more or less it's fine, but consider this is the most expensive game you can play on this image. Also, Tekken II is not a piece of cake of game. Just remember, it runs a very powerful Namco hardware, the PlayStation 1, and you play this game now entirely on arcade set thanks to the Pi4. In that case, the game is clearly to 60 frames per second all the time, so it runs better to me. This is another game which is very exclusive to the Pi4, because just forget to run that under Pi3, no way. Okay, so Tekken is in the wagon too. And this little image have its charm. I repeat, the options are the same. There's the save states. You can delete the save states if you use them. The magic cleaner, you can manage the overrides. So it's mostly the same compared to. Let's see also Daphne. Okay, like I said, Daphne doesn't have the bezel, so if you turn off the widescreen and you turn on or off the bezel, the Daphne still will not show the bezel, okay?
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the
Okay, so you see the game, there's the black bars, so it's 4/3, the ratio is correct. You know I love to play game full screen because I hate the black bars, okay? Oh, I made it! For the first time I passed this level. Great! Not bad at all. Okay, so, but okay, assumed you want to play the Daphne full screen 69, just go to the fantastic script of the year, Bezel Manager plus widescreen. Turn off overlay is not so important because Daphne doesn't really read them, but it will feel that. Turn on widescreen. Let's try Space Ace, and this time you will see 69 full screen. It's funny, this is the fastest image I've produced on my entire career of PI creator, because I used basically I've used all the assets from the Retro Machine Gold and the Ultimate with just some minor. You see it's 69 full screen, but I was surprised on my speed. I'm a producing machine. Okay, let's close with Space Ace. Okay, let's admit, it has its own charms. An image entirely based on arcade have its own charms. My personal build have a multi-system very similar to the Ultimate. But I must admit, an entirely image based on arcades is great. So okay guys, we're done with the Retro Machine Arcade Edition. It's just arcade paradise. All works, all it tested, and you have a revolutionary feature which are not present, not included on other works because are exclusive of this universe. Like usual, the image will be shared only with VIP and DZP owners, so if you want to get your copy, you know what to do. Let's discuss this also on my Discord server. Follow the invite, and the image will be available very soon and will be stored on my personal cloud, so you have direct download, no hassles, very fast, only for VIP and DZP. So guys, thank you for watching. Let's start the video screensaver and we catch up on the next one.